I already did the whole introduction thing, the pre-introduction. So I already let them know that you're gonna be on,
Okay.
and I don't know if Janelli told you that I do like a rough draft, kind of like what we're gonna talk about, so that way it's like not awkward and shit. And look,
Yeah.
there's the baby. Oh, he's got a shot. A shot of what?
Jaeger.
Really? Holy crap! I had a shot of.
Wait.
Hold on, I had a shot. Look, it's good. Let me get my shot. I thought I had a cup of tea. I didn't know if you were gonna drink for real. So let me hold on.
Oh. I didn't know that I was gonna drink.
Here. I'll just drink from the bottle.
Oh shit.
Bottle of Hennessy, and Ramiro's got a shot of Jaeger. Ugh. God damn it.
Everyone says that, but it's rough.
All right, so.
I still think it's rough, so yeah.
All right. I wrote down here a little bit of what I remember what you used to tell us, me,
Yeah.
Kiko, and Moy. It was mostly, I remember it was me and Kiko, how you would tell us about your stories as a security guard at the hospital,
Yeah.
which were fucking insane. And I don't know if you did tell us that, or maybe I'm just fucking, I don't know, making shit up. But did you tell us that you had like almost like encounter with like what was, from what you thought was like the Men in Black or something? Like, I remember you said something about there was like this van or this car and like people in it.
I had something like that happen here.
Oh crap, okay. So you could speak of both of them.
Here, yeah. The one in the hospital was just that this guy was dropped off,
Mhm.
and that was it. And it's just the people that were. It just looked sketch, man.
Yeah.
You know. Oh well, yeah. Being observant and stuff like that. You know, our job to be observant in regards to anyone present, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it just brings it up. So.
Well, let's talk about the one in Arizona then.
Okay, cool. So, regarding the Men in Black, or the special units that were, you know, that I saw. One day I was on my way to work, and going down the common street that I always take.
Mhm.
It's the common route, and that route had actually just been renovated, so it had just recently opened up.
Yeah.
What happened there was I was at a stoplight, and when we were going to start going, out of nowhere, a group of vehicles, black units, and it consisted of a van,
Yeah.
but in the order it went as a pickup truck, and I'm talking a very modified pickup truck.
Uh-huh.
That we were all dirty with sand, with dirt from the desert.
Yeah.
And when they were crossing through, these strobes went off on the bottom of the under the bumpers.
Yeah.
Strobing in red and blue, which to me seemed like a unit. And but before they could do anything, before we could do anything, they crossed in front of us as the light turned green. As the light was green, we were going, and they crossed in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them. And when that happened, I just immediately saw a truck, a van, and an SUV,
Mm-hmm.
all modified
Yeah.
to like survive anywhere.
Yeah.
And the van, I remember, had solar panels on the top, and it had
What the
antennas. And the truck had railings all around it, and just it was lifted pretty well. And the van was just black. They were all blacked out, matte black, but the windows all blacked out. You couldn't see in, you couldn't see out, and they all went in sync. They just turned in sync and hauled ass into the onto the freeway.
Yeah.
When I tried to go ahead and follow them, I'll keep in mind I was going pretty fast,
Yeah.
and they were easily going over 100 miles per hour, man. And I just slowed down because there was no way I was going to catch up.
God
And
damn.
this is just the way it's just all 3 of them just wham right
Uh-huh.
after the other crossing in front of everyone. And I just, it looked really weird to me because the path they came from was pure dirt.
Yeah.
And where they came from also was this area called the Tres Rios wetlands, and it's controlled by the military.
Holy shit. That's what I was about to ask you. I was like, is there some type of military base or anything that people don't have access to, that you have to have special privileges?
Yeah, and every now and then we have sirens going off here. So
how too far do you live from there?
We have video.
Yeah.
You have video?
Yes.
Let me see that. I didn't even know.
It's definitely out of the norm, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know you recently had an encounter like that. I was just because how me and Yaneli did the episode last week. She was like, you know what? You should talk to Ramiro about it. I was like, oh yeah, most definitely, because I know he's got some crazy ass stories, and I was just going off what I remember from what you used to tell us. Okay.
Yeah. So let me get to the video. It's on Snapchat where I recorded it, and I sent it to Yaneli just specifically for that reason, because I like having more pairs of eyes than just one.
Yeah.
To verify everything. Like, am I tripping or what's going on? But let's see if I can find it. Sketchy going on with these two trucks. This one truck and a van. They're black, and they just had lights on right in the front. There's a truck in front of the other van, and it's a pickup. That one right there.
Oh shit!
Look at the 3 units.
Dude, they're insane.
Lights, bro, but only one of them did, and they're dirty, but they're running in a unit.
They didn't give a fuck about any other traffic. They were just going.
In front of traffic, man. We were past the line, and when we were past the line, someone could have hit them, and they immediately just strobed the lights really quick, and they just zoomed in. They didn't even stop.
Fuck. Okay.
So as they were approaching, they strobed and they just went through. So I don't know if it was a high end transport or something. But, me working in a prison environment,
you instantly know.
Knowledge that I've gained. It was probably an important transport, or something that was a higher standard.
And you were not able to see at all, even in through the driver's side, huh? That's how black it is?
Nothing. I could not see anything. We could not see anything. I mean, it was dark, but you could still see. We had beaming lights at their vehicles, and you couldn't see it. You didn't have a clue what was in there.
Shit. And other than it being a military base that obviously no one could have easy access to it, did you find any other like research on it?
It's not a base.
Okay.
That's the mysterious thing about it.
Okay.
Is that since I've been here, I've been kind of looking it up on and off, and throughout the time that we've been here, and what I've come to find out is that I was actually allowed to go in there.
Get the fuck out of here! No.
But here it is, man. I never went in. I was looking for recreational hunting.
Yeah.
And I sent a letter over to one of the directors of land for the state of Arizona.
Okay.
Not the city, but the state of Arizona. And for some reason, she authorized my entry, but I never went.
What?
And it's supposedly to go ahead and reserve, conserve water and stuff like that, and to treat the water.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the kicker to this, man. So on this land, in this huge acreage, is a bunch of water, specific little islands, but what got me hooked on it was that small, tiny little building. It's not even a building; it's more like a shack.
Yeah.
That in the front of it, and it just has one room and one window, and one door and one window. And what you see out of that is it's so tiny. One person would go insane if they were in there for 8 hours. Yeah. So my question is, could this be? Now this is conspiracy, but could this be a underground kind of bunker kind of thing? Where the water is on the top, perfect layer, and then that little building has an elevator that goes down, or something, or a stairwell. Wouldn't be the first time that happens. But, that was my idea. So I never went into it too deep, but every now and then it comes to question, and every time I've bumped into something like that, it directly links
points
me
at
to
that.
Yeah, and this was just the cherry on top. Seeing these vehicles just as a unit running and driving in sync so fast. Yeah. Crossing in front of traffic with strobe lights temporarily, just to go and pass the grid, cross in front of us during a green light. So. Yeah.
Do you think there's, if they're obviously driving that fast and they're trying to get to a certain destination as fast as they can, you think there's anything not too far that's like, okay, we need to get to point A to point B as fast as we can? You You think, have you looked at it? Like maybe there's another location where it's like obviously no one could have access to that's close by?
That's close by. No, not specifically. I just know that nearby we do have a lot of prisons.
Okay.
But coming from that area, unless you're on the reservation,
Yeah.
that's about 3 or 4 hours away, maybe. But that's in a completely different direction.
Fuck. Okay.
There would be no necessity for you to go through the dirt.
Damn.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It just connecting everything just seemed so. So it kept me skeptical about what was going on.
It is pretty fucking sketchy, and just in general, it's like how, I mean, we always knew, okay, Area 51, and there's all these different bases that are just, the Area 51, I feel like, is just the fucking bread in the pudding, or whatever how the term is called.
Remember, Area 51 was denied until they were put on the podium, and they couldn't deny it anymore, and they just stated that it was something for
Yeah, and that was not too long ago either.
And they made it a park. How funny. But yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's fucking crazy, and I wouldn't doubt, like how you said, a fucking shack with one window, one door. I wouldn't doubt if that is just a fucking distraction, or there's a fucking latch or something, whatever, that leads you fucking 3-6 stories down.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, just a fucking illusion. And then how you said there's waters and this, like it's so much shit that it's unexplainable. Fucking technology, from what we know, is fucking basic as shit right now. But how do we know it's not as more advanced, and we don't know about it yet?
What they have.
Yeah. Like I'm not trying to bring I'm not trying to bring up comics and shit, but have you seen Batman vs Superman?
Yeah.
When fucking Ben Affleck or whatever, his fucking Batcave is like under the fucking lake.
Oh yeah.
How would you not know? Yeah, the shack is an illusion. The shack is an illusion, and that fucking lake that you saw, just something that's access to.
So there you go. That's what I mean, is that you can easily conceal something underground.
Yeah.
With a simple concrete pool type, deal. If it's government money, so you know that if it's funded enough, you can do a quick fund and.
Oh, they can do whatever they want. Yeah.
Complete concrete. Yep, that of a giant swimming pool, and put little islands on top of it, just to go and say, hey, we treat water here. Just like how they said with Area 51, how it's like, hey, we test things here, and clearly that wasn't the point.
Well, you're the one.
You denied everything in the beginning. So what?
Yeah, you're the one that showed me, and I remember it was. I don't know if you remember. This was, I think, around 2008, 2009. You, Yaneli, and obviously her mom and stuff. You guys came over, and it's when me and my dad were still living at Grandma's house, and we would all hang out in the room. And you were a big part of why I got into conspiracy, because it was just like, holy shit, I like this crap. I didn't like watching it on my own because I don't know, I was fucking creeped the fuck out. When we were all together, it's like how I told Yaneli.
It's a big rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, it's a big rabbit hole. But I remember you showed us the Area 51 call. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
on YouTube
radio show.
Yes, this day.
The Art LeBeau show. There you go.
Yeah, Art LeBeau.
Yeah, still hitting it. Just recently, you guys had an event happen where something was caught on a security camera of a home.
I didn't fucking know that. What?
Yeah, man, you should look it up. It's some kind of UFO that passed through behind the trees and behind the roadways and stuff like that, and just kind of passes through with the trail.
Yeah.
Now, the trail might have been a part of the camera trying to catch the motion, but it's just something that kind of.
It was like a Ring doorbell, right? Yeah, I think it was the video was black and.
Kind of. It was on the roof, on the how do you say it? The house frame.
You know what?
Just kind of aiming toward the driveway and stuff in the street, and you can just see it crossing behind the trees of the lining of the environment that's there. You just see it cross behind the trees, and it does this curving thing going. It's just so fast, but you can easily see that it's a thin frame.
My question is, why is that? Like, why? Like, we as people, we interpret that extraterrestrials, whatever's out there, okay, ships, their spaceships, whatever, that they're fucking breaking the laws of gravity and doing shit that, from what we think, oh fuck, it's impossible right now, but how do we not know we already have it? One being that, but two, it's like whenever people come with encounters, they always talk about a fucking ball of light, that it comes down and it does this and this and this, and then it ships off.
These notions that should not be capable of.
Yeah, and then you have other people who have encounters with the Greys or the reptilians and da da da. So it's like, what the fuck is the difference between a ball of light that comes from the stars, comes down, does its fucking movements, whatever, like crazy? People fucking lose track of time, and then they leave, and then they have actual encounters. Like, are they the same thing, or is it different? Another fucking category that we could add. Yeah, another species that we could add to Greys, reptilians, and I forgot the other ones. Forgot the third one.
Yeah.
But
different species. I mean, it could be. There's such a wide spectrum of possibility. It could be anything you could think of. From there's different species coming to take a look at us and experimenting. Who knows? This universe is so massive.
Yeah.
That it's almost undeniable that you can't. It is actually undeniable that a person can go and believe that, and a person cannot deny that there's no possibility that there could be something out there, some other life form.
Well, it's crazy because I've gotten into arguments where it's like, no, it's just, I was like, no, you don't understand. Roswell was the fucking cherry on top that fucking elevated so much shit that I told him, our technology, you can't explain. Our technology was shit in the 40s, 50s. That event happens, then out of nowhere, we fucking got colored TV. Out of nowhere, we started getting this and this and this and this. And I was like, our technology was fucking shit. You don't understand.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for certain things happening, our technology would probably still be shit. And it's like, well, no. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I was like, it's not even just Roswell. It goes more past that. Like I said, you were a big part of me going down the rabbit hole that it's like, it's kind of, you have to pick and choose who you really have these conversations with, because it's like, they'll look at you crazy, and it's like,
exactly. There's a lot of things that people look at other people for crazy until it's, but you got to think every conspiracy, every truth that was found, has been drastic, historically, began as a conspiracy. So, it's just, for example, one undeniable event was the Phoenix Lights.
oh yeah.
That is, during the time that what was the name of the governor? Symington or something. Symington, I believe, and I think so. At the time, the governor had went ahead and he had mocked the event by dressing up a person as an alien, as a gray, tall and stuff, and he was handcuffed.
Yeah,
they were handcuffed, and they said, we got the perpetrator. And this was after the Air Force had denied, this is Luke Air Force Base, denying the fact that a UFO had a massive UFO over the entire city of Phoenix, all the way to the Superstition Mountains, and had just scaled the city that was so huge that people from different cities could see it. And, at the time of the event, it was undeniable. You could hear the traffic over the radio. Police officers, Phoenix PD, different small cities, like Goodyear and stuff, could see everything in the sky. Just a massive amount of lights scaling through the sky. Yeah. Not moving, but hovering.
Yeah.
And they weren't moving. They were all still in a massive triangular shape. And that word massive is just scaling this whole event. But after he had done that, once he had left the office as a governor, he then went on a
exposing
show and it actually stated, that day I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And that completely just boggled everybody's mind and just said, oh my gosh, this event has just woken up again.
Yeah.
And it's just, this was now undeniable. But the government, being the government, has just kind of tossed it under the rug and said, okay, you got it. But they give you, I think the government just gives you enough information to
what they want you to know.
Kind of saying, oh, I was right. And it's not so much that you're like, you can be angry at them, but still, they won't give you everything. And plus, they'll sit in plain sight, so.
Yeah, I understand, and I understand from both parties where it's like, okay, the government is going to tell us what they think we should know. And I understand our part where it's like, no, we want to know, but not everyone is going to fucking take it as calmly as someone should. Everyone's going to freak the fuck out.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing.
gonna be a fucking world fucking just massive just impact that is. I understand why. I feel like it's going little by little. It's like they're giving you breadcrumbs, little by little. Okay, you got it. They're not gonna admit that you got it. They're just
Until you
gonna,
accept it.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it's
You can't
crazy.
blame them.
Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know if you've seen videos on Times Square, and this has nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying about technology wise. They're now, I know China, I think China, and I don't know what other country is like advanced when it comes to fucking like almost holographic fucking things where they put like on their skyscrapers and it makes it seem like they're actually there. Kind of
That
like
is actually so.
cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And Times Square's starting to do that. They have a thing where it's the Mandalorian, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like coming around, he's looking at people down and he sits in his chair and then it darkens and it says watch Mandalorian on Disney Plus blah blah blah. But it's like it's fucking crazy that growing up our technology was still shit. We had the Nokia phones and this and that and then now it's like
the indestructible Nokia phones.
yes.
So in Japan, some of the 7-Elevens actually are hologram processing. So whenever you want to go and purchase an item, you pay through hologram. So it's pretty epic, and technology is there, man. And every time we receive a form of technology, it's 3 generations behind what's out there.
Oh yeah.
And just like AI advances every year twice. So it's
like this whole metaverse thing that's happening.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I think that it reminds me of that movie that Bruce Willis did. I don't know if you remember. It's like they go into this like fucking virtual reality, and then they start like fucking dying off because someone's like trying to forgot what the movie's fucking called, but it's Bruce Willis and I forgot the actress. But it's like the metaverse. They're in this fucking virtual reality. They get become whoever they want, and then he's trying to solve why people are dying. And it turns out someone was trying to like fucking wake them up from the fucking fake universe and be in the fucking present. So it feels like we're going in
open your eyes, truly.
Yeah, it feels like we're kind of going in that direction because Apple is about to announce their VR that is supposed to be like, I think the price tag is supposed to be like $2,000, and it's like, holy shit, no thank you.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but that there's rumors that it's going to be around that price. Yeah. They're trying to release Apple glasses, so now you don't have to be on your phone. It's just everything visually you could see it as you're walking.
Yeah, VR and augmented reality as well. That's going to be a part of it. Google Glass started that as well, where it could help with the health.
Yeah.
And I agree that there's a friendly form of AI.
Yeah.
When AI kicks into augmented reality and virtual reality and autonomous driving in the future. A near future.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't doubt it if in the next 5 years, fucking our technology it's what the fuck? Where the fuck was this? And it's crazy because California announced that they want to, I think by 2025. They want more mass production of electric cars. So to be gone with the majority of gas, to start introducing this new wave of technology, which I'm sure electric cars have been here way before than we even knew. And it's like they were just perfecting it.
They've been in production for so long.
Oh yeah. And when it comes to electric cars, there's nothing we could do. We just need to buy one, okay? Nothing we could do.
Before they stop producing the fuel.
Yeah, but it's fucking crazy that.
I mean, I love my fuel, but yeah, they can stop it.
Oh yeah, because even the plug-in hybrids, the gas and electric, it's like to go 500 something miles. I'm like, you can't even do that with a regular gas car.
It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah. But
we went from using cassettes to CDs to DVDs to Blu-ray to
now,
streaming.
to
streaming and using a USB drive known as a Chromecast, and now they're internally in the TVs.
Exactly.
Within a year, they were internal, and you can just go ahead and just connect as if it were a Bluetooth.
Well, exactly. PlayStation. I mean, there was the Atari and all these other Nintendo. But PlayStation, I feel like elevated, and Xbox was early 2000s, but I feel like PlayStation was like fucking. The graphics were like shit. Fun games.
Yeah.
And then PS2 comes around Xbox time frame.
It's
It's
just
like
an evolution.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? PS3, PS4, the new Xbox Series X, and it's unbelievable how technology has progressed, the graphics and everything, and the detail that they're putting into so much crap that it's like, wait, where the fuck did all this shit come from?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. It's a big amount of information too that, you'll go ahead and jump back to an old, video game or an old video or old movie.
Yeah.
And it's just so downscaled compared to at the time you think it was so impressive and it's a big part of your life even.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at it and thinking, oh, this is kind of trash.
No, you know what? I was watching. There's this guy called Red Eye Reviews, and he does a lot of like movies from back in the day that he'll review them, and he was doing a Steven Seagal one, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
what is going on?
Yeah, like, growing up, it's like, oh shit, yeah, blah blah, and then you look at how cameras and everything in production has just developed now, and it's like, okay, this is...
You facepalm those incidents there.
It's like, what the fuck? This is unexplainable.
How did this hit the market that heavy?
Yeah, so I feel like we need to just stop hiding it so much. It's like, give us a little bit more of the cookie. Not too much. I understand some people will freak the fuck out. But
that's the thing. I believe that people. That's the reason I believe that people suppress it. And it's, for example, small scale. There's a lot of information that's suppressed where I work.
Yeah.
And it's for this. The sanity of the environment. No pun intended with the where I work, but.
Yeah. Nelly told me a couple of stories that I can't say, and it's like.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So there's some things that we have to do with information, and there are times where we have to suppress information from the staff that are around or get visitors that are around and stuff, and it's simply because of the fact that if we do expose that information, or if we just so happen to go and bounce that information out of that certain secured environment, it can really
fuck with people.
And they'll just lose it. So
now, since you work there, and I don't want to say too much about where you work, because obviously respecting the privacy of your work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is there or has there ever been some type of like shit involving government related stuff? I don't want you to say. All you got to say is yes or no, because I don't want you to get in trouble.
There's been involvement.
Oh crap! Like, I want to hear about it off camera. Crap. What about paranormal? Can you say that?
There are a lot of stories, and I actually.
Can you say one at least that won't get you in trouble? You can show me.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
I think I might have taken it out. And so basically, it was just a regular shift, and I was in the control room, and. For some reason, we got an motion alert on this camera, and this camera was, it was outside of the environment of where you would see someone walking.
Okay.
It wasn't, a yard or anything like that. It was actually a construction area, which was actually off limits to anyone walking around that area at the time. And what happened is when I received that alert, when I looked at the camera, I had this glimpse of what seemed to be a regular environment, but the cones, they were knocked over.
Yeah.
And, cones used to go and secure an area to make sure someone doesn't fall into this giant divot or sinkhole. And they were knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
And, it wasn't a windy night or anything like that. So I thought, wow, some douche went ahead and knocked all the cones over,
Yeah.
And I thought maybe it was staff that went around there that went on a smoke break or something, even though it's a smoke-free campus.
Yeah.
And... what I saw was it was.
Do you have it? Do you have it with you?
Yeah.
Show me, and then I'm gonna see what before you can tell me.
Okay.
Let me see.
Here you go. Ready?
Let me see what the hell is this.
Take a look, man.
What did I
Want to
see?
hit?
There's not supposed to be anybody there.
There's like something in the bottom corner, no? Like on the right? What the
Yeah, what do you see?
see?
What does it look like?
Fuck. Like a person just standing there.
Like a person just standing there. Okay, clearly, yeah. And it seems like what do you think they're doing?
Like they're just looking. They're just like,
Kind of hunched over.
yeah.
So I'll zoom in on it. It looks a little blurry, I know, because you're on the camera.
Oh no, you're good. Oh fuck that.
That's a door right there.
Están como like jorobados. They're like fucking hunched down, and it's like.
Yeah, exactly. So that door leads to a boiler room.
Okay.
Nobody's supposed to go in there except for engineers. Now, what does it look like this person is wearing?
Like a gown.
Like a gown, yeah. So that is outside of the secured facility.
Okay. Dude, dude, stop. I got goosebumps. Oh god.
See that? But you see what I mean? How the cones were knocked down? That was my main
Yeah.
interest there. That was my main interest. So they were all knocked down, if you can see, in the same direction, by the way.
Yeah. I was like, fucking douche.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
and that's what got me. And it just disappeared right away, and I just kind of glimpsed at it, and I lost it.
Yeah.
You know, I said, oh, what the hell? You know, and I kept on looking for it.
Yeah.
Looked through the map, and I couldn't find the camera. Okay. I was there 2 days later again.
Don't fuck. No,
I
stop.
said perfect. No, I said perfect. I can look for that camera.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And when I, kept on taking a look at things, I received another alert. What do you know? On that same camera.
Yeah.
And what I did is I just looked at it. And finally, I got the camera number and I went straight to it.
Yeah.
It was the same exact image.
Get the fuck out of here. I think it's crazy when we're able to capture shit with the naked eye. That it's like it's fucking crazy because also it's like you got to pull out your phone as fast as you can because then after that it's fucking gone.
I immediately got my phone and I had to do it. I just had to do it, and I showed my commander and I showed the fellow officers and stuff, and they could not deny it. They just immediately said, "Holy!"
And you know what? When it comes to protocols like that, did you guys immediately like, oh shit, someone got out? Let's go check.
Actually, so there's a protocol that there are procedures that they have there specifically for identifying things like that in case there is someone missing or there's someone where they're not supposed to be. So no, it was undeniable that this person
could have got out.
Part of the facility. Yeah.
Damn.
Immediately, because there is not to mention there's only one way in, one way out of that facility, and we have 3 different facilities.
Yeah.
But that I could say we have 3 different facilities. We have the forensic side, we have the a civilian side, and then we have an ACPTC side where it's different treatments.
God damn. Shit.
They all have different treatments, in different environments and things of that sort. And that was the photo though, man. That's that one picture that I have there. But that is by far the only thing I've seen there.
Yeah.
Paranormal there, and just the eerie feeling of
someone watching you.
Watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't deny the feeling of feeling vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't care what anyone says. Like you can go as prepared as you fucking want anywhere.
Yeah.
You are not really ever truly fully prepared because when it gets you at a certain moment, all your walls come down. You're scared as shit, and you gotta like just recollect yourself. Like, okay, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
A week ago, after me and Yaneli got off the thing, I think I had mentioned it to her about an SLS camera. No, I did. She said that you messed with her when you guys were at your parents' house when you guys used to live there. Well, you used to live there. And you were like, oh my god, there's something like that at the doorway. And she like said, yeet, jumped over you.
I have never seen, other than when I was in football.
Yeah.
I had never seen anyone do a monkey roll, a barrel, like a monkey jump like that. It was impressive, man.
You're like, whoa, should have started before me.
Yeah. And I thought, well, what else else can you do other than that, man? Like what? I was like, no way did she just do that. I think I was more impressed with that and just in shock by that than the event that happened.
Touch you.
Without touching at all. Jumped over, man.
Well, see, there's this app. I don't know if they have it on Android, but it's called the SLS camera. You know what that is, right? Yeah. So where you see like the stick figures, kind of like when you use with the Kinect when they figure it out.
Yeah.
The body movement. Okay. So there's one that's not the same. This one's more like heat detection on TikTok. So then someone posted a video that her son was playing with an imaginary friend or whatever. So people were referring her to download the SLS camera. It's a free app on the store. And I downloaded it because I seen in the video that her son was playing with someone, and when she panned to the right, the stick figure started popping up. So I was like, there's no way this is real. So I downloaded it. I'm laying on my couch. Tell me why this little fucking stick figure is like standing next to me on my left side. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, why? And it's funny because my cats, I showed you Nelly, there's the corner where the couch is, they'll look up. All of them. They'll look up. Like if something's there. And that person that I had an interview with, who asked me about my grandpa, I told him, I was like, I don't know, sometimes I get this weird feeling in my room. Not in my room necessarily, but like in the doorway.
Yeah.
And then they were like, there's someone standing there. And it's like, sometimes it gets a little mad. It's like, it's just a figure. It's like there. It's a man though. It doesn't like it that I'm here. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And the person that used to live here said that they had I think Virgen de Guadalupe candle turned on, something woke them up. And that the candle, you know, when it flickers, it starts, because there's a detection of something. She said that the candle started spinning, like the light just started fucking like flickering, but going like in almost a whirlpool, like just going like that. Yeah. And she couldn't explain it, so she just turned it off and didn't mention it after I moved in. Didn't mention it. I'm like, why would you not? I'm like, I could have cleansed this place before I moved in, and you tell me after you.
Prior to us.
Oh no, I've cleansed it since then. I've done multiple cleansings. I've done the sage and everything, and then the fucking sticks that I've gotten at the store, and it's it feels lighter, most definitely. But there have been moments where it's very unexplainable, where it's like, why the fuck am I waking up at this time? And why do I feel sometimes that even with the door closed or the door open, I feel like someone is standing in the corner, just watching me sleep. It's like, why?
That'll give you a
But the best part about it is that you have cats, and cats keep that shit.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's why I got 5. Like, don't fuck with me. I got 5 bodyguards. I didn't even write this in there. My mom bought a dresser. I think it was like 3-4 years ago. She bought a dresser. And in the dresser, it was I think it was sold by an old woman or something, and she was like, oh, it belonged to blah, 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 you know. And it was a good dresser. Good looking dresser. So they brought it home, and I think it was for my brother or for my sister. And they started looking in the drawers. They found information from someone who passed away. Dude, I'm talking about Social Security, government shit. He was in the military. So much shit, legit. It was his name is Russell. We have to look for it. It's somewhere in the house. It got lost in the house. How the fuck does that happen? Why the fuck do we have his social? Why the fuck do we have his military ID? What? So much shit I'm sure they forgot. And I had told him, I was like, dude, maybe we should look for his family and, you know, give it back to him or something.
Give it back, yeah.
You know, but we couldn't find them. And we've always, since then, it was just like, whenever shit happens, and the door multiple times, gust of wind, nothing. No, there's no gust of wind. There's nothing. Why does the front door open? Multiple times it has opened, or lights in the hallway. We've tested it out. I was like, let's put it in the middle and see if it fucking just adjusts and turns on or turns off.
And do you hear that? Do you hear it?
We hear that, like the little fucking click. So we're like, I don't live there anymore. So I'm like, You guys fuck with that, you know? But but it's like, what the fuck? And we would fuck around with it to just like, oh, stop it, Russell. You know, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You know, and we tried to, don't get me wrong, we tried to at one point try to make contact with Russell, just try to see like,
Try to conjure something.
you know, like, hey Russell, you know, do you want us to try to find your family or something? But nothing ever came in.
Yeah.
Luckily. But since then, it's like, is that Russell?
Yeah, just a complete mystery to the mind, man.
It is a fucking mystery, and I respect people's opinions when it's like, no, ghosts or paranormal things are not real. Everyone could have an opinion. I agree, but it's like, you have to be open to it. I feel like you gotta have an open mindset. You can't be so shut off with things. I feel like you have to have an open mindset with anything.
Invested in some part.
Yeah, especially scientists. Scientists, you know, they have to especially have an open mindset when it comes to things to try to debunk it if they can, or if they can't, it's unexplainable. You know, and I feel like we all have to be like that.
You have to be willing to accept what may not be true and what may be questionable.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to jump into, and you told us a story about that. Pretty sure it was you, about, I'm just going to say it in English, witch.
Okay, so...
do you know which event I'm about to lead to? That I think you've told us?
When I was a kid?
No, I think it's one where you said that someone ran into a store and said it was outside and that you could hear stuff on the roof.
This was when I was...
was it when you were a kid, or?
It was when I was a little kid, and my grandma was actually the one that saw it. And in Mexico, there is... It's the barn owl. That's known as it's a barn owl, but in Mexico, when it's been known to have be in a larger figure of that owl with a disfigured face.
Yeah.
More of a human-like face.
Yeah.
And you know, in Mexico, it's known as in the Mexican culture, it's known as the lechuza. I was little. I was with my parents, and I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I just remembered, you know, hearing my grandma screaming at something.
Yeah.
And because my little sister was outside, and I was around maybe 11 years old.
Yeah.
I was maybe 12 years old, and so my sister was maybe 1 year old. So she was out there with my grandma. And I guess the way it was stated to me is that there was, according to my grandmother, there was an owl that had landed on the roof of my house.
Uh-huh.
And it was around maybe 9 p.m., according to my grandma. And she had told us that it was massive. It was a huge owl.
Yeah.
A barn owl was already being, you know, a fair size. It was oversized, according to her. And she said that it had a disfigured face and was screeching at my grandma.
Like, yeah, that does it. Yeah.
I mean, like a nasty screech.
Yeah.
And immediately after my grandma saw it, she started praying, and she started chanting something. My grandma, who was actually a part of Wicca, and the practice of witchcraft, you know what I mean?
Oh no! Okay. I mean, I don't mean it like in that. I'm like, oh, whoa.
So she was into that stuff, and I didn't know that at the time, but she would give me pendants and stuff like that. And
do you feel that? Do you feel that maybe your grandma's activity kind of enhanced the fucking paranormal shit that was happening in your parents' house?
Along with the...
what was already before there?
Yeah, so I do believe that my grandma did have an effect.
Yeah.
Because of her practices.
Yeah.
And also just the way she would rock things, man. I mean, she just...
Did you see shit that it was like...
So there's this mystery to me.
Yeah.
That I think... from the time I was born, you know.
Yeah.
And this is you know, going from the beginning, man.
Yeah.
I had this event where I got really sick and
yeah.
you know, went to the hospital, and supposedly, you know, everything flatlined. and this woman who was connected to the family, a friend of the family, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Who I grew up knowing.
Yeah.
We'd call her La Comadre.
Yeah.
Because she was just a friend of the family, and she was always around everywhere. Well, I guess that event had happened, and everyone was in there, you know. And I guess it was just really quick, and this lady ran in there and supposedly just chanted something, and crossed her hand over her palm over the, you know, my face.
Yeah.
Really, my eyes rolled back to where I was looking at everyone. Whether I can't deny it or say it didn't happen because they are the ones that are telling me that this happened. And there's some part of me that believes that there's a possibility that about that event that tells me, what if that happened, and what if there was a time where there have been times where someone passes away, and something like this happens where it brings a person back, and it's not that same person. Yeah. You know, kind of like a Lazarus. Yeah. You know, Lazarus effect. You know, and I'm completely different from my entire family. Yeah. And the events that I've experienced. Yeah. It almost feels magnetic. Yeah. So to speak, you know, and I feel that there are certain people that feel the same way, that they feel magnetized to these events, and even if you try to deny it and you try to step away from it, it's still gonna find you. It's gonna come to you. Yeah. And you, for some reason, are around it when it happens. And I think that may have been a part of it. But that same, actually, a trippy story to that one. That same person, regarding witchcraft. If you don't mind me speaking about that. No, you're good. This is literally what the podcast is about. In the beginning, I didn't know what the podcast was going to be about until I threw a fucking dart at it, and I was like, let's see if anyone responds. Yeah, and that's what every episode has been since then. So you're go ahead, free realm. So that same person, La Comadre, I guess had done something to my grandma. Okay. I don't remember why, so I can't, speculate on that. But my grandma went ahead and I was present during the time that this happened, and I remember a knock at the door. Okay. And so I went to go open the door. I looked through the people and I didn't see anybody. So when I opened it, which in that case I should have never opened it. Now that I'm seeing it from a different perspective. But when I saw that, I opened the door, and it was La Comadre on her knees, looking as if her pants looked as if she had been crawling for miles. Yeah. And her pants were just dirty. They were ripping on her knee, from her knee. And she crawled all the way to my grandma's room. And when she crawled to my grandma's room, I followed her. Yeah. Stay with me, man. And what, Ramiro? Why would you? There's a reason why they don't put Latinos in scary movies. We walk away, man. So she crawled all the way on her knees, on her knees and hands, just her knees, to my grandma's room. I saw this, and when she went to my grandma's room, I just remember seeing her and hearing her crying, asking my grandma for forgiveness. And I mean, with a passion in her voice. Begging for forgiveness. Yeah. In the face that let's just say my grandma had this face of like a don, a boss. Yeah. Just kind of looking down on this person. Yeah. And I just remembered she grabbed my grandma's hand and was kissing my grandma's hand, asking for forgiveness. Yeah. Perdóname, Doña María. Yeah. Perdóname, por favor. And but I mean, with this tone of voice that was just agonizing. Yeah. Well, later. You found out. I found out that my grandma had recently had a very bad series of events happen. Okay. Unfortunate events, and she had gotten very ill. She had, amputations, and it was just horrible, man. So she had hit a semi rock bottom event where she was now, ambulatory, where she could not move around by herself.
Yeah.
And I guess my grandma got to chanting, and I guess something happened to where she tenfolded that and tossed it out there to wherever it came from. Well, the event that I saw was a result of that. And it turns out that lady was begging for forgiveness for what she had done as a curse to my grandma.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this lady like tried to harm your grandma in some sort of way, and your grandma found out and was like, "All right, I could play that."
Oh yeah. And my grandma being, I guess, a veteran in that environment.
Yeah.
She did what she knew, and I guess it worked.
Oh fuck no.
So the events that had happened, separated from my grandma getting sick and having amputations and stuff, and just becoming a total wreck. After that happened, La Comadre had her series of unfortunate events, and that just consisted of job loss, her son going, one son going into prison, another one passing away.
Oh my.
She got sick. She went blind in one eye. Her vehicle just completely shut down. And just everything was gone. It was just horrible.
Did your grandma ever, like, after that event that you saw, did your grandma, like, actually feel like, okay, you reached your limit, you're done? Like, as in, like, I won't
No.
Oh, it continued?
I don't think she did, because otherwise that lady would have never crawled to the house.
But did it stop there, or the lady kept having, like, bad events happen to her, from what you know?
I believe it kept on consistently happening, but at a certain level. I don't know if, the way I see it is I think she wanted to keep her in check before it happened again. That lady never lived a secured life that she had before. That event.
God damn. Oh my God.
That's creepy, dude.
Yeah.
It's
different,
man.
You met her?
Yes, dude. I didn't even know this person came to the house.
Can you believe the connections?
What? Wait, she came to your mom's house?
To my mom's house, para sobarla. And I was like, oh. And then I seen her again at it was Thanksgiving, huh?
Yeah.
And I shook her hand, and it's like...
It was a connection right there,
she
just
was
like...
all smiles and everything, and then I shook her hand, and she just... Like, she saw something, or she tried to take something, and she sees, like, how much protection I have, and she was just like, no.
Did she...
Or maybe she saw that I was his girlfriend, she's like, I ain't gonna mess with that again.
Did she ever try to, like, say stuff about Yaneli, or, like, you need to watch out, or...
No, I mean, she was always caring to me. She always treated me in a precious manner. I was never mistreated by her.
Yeah.
She'd buy me food. She would take me out and stuff, and I helped her collect cans and stuff. Things like that, little activities and stuff. And I never saw her as a bad person. But later on, a lot of people claim to have been mistreated or have had events after they had met her happen to them.
Yeah.
And apparently she was very strong.
Yeah.
When it came to that, to the craft. And but I guess the veteran beyond her was my grandma.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what happened. I don't know if she tried to challenge or if something happened to where she tried to dethrone something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
People, I feel... Oh, excuse me. Whatever you get into, hey, I respect it. Whatever. But... fuck. That type of stuff, I'll talk about it, but I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. I will never talk negatively about it, because look at what happened. I feel like even if you talk negatively about it, it's like, no, expect someone's gonna listen, and it's like, fuck that. Especially when you're not very knowledgeable about what you're doing, and if you're gonna try to dabble with that type of stuff, You got to do your research, do your homework for real, before, because that lady, I'm sure yes, she was experienced, but your grandma was a veteran, obviously, and
I guess so.
you know, and your grandma obviously found out somehow, you know, and all right, you want to fuck with me? I'll fuck with you worse, kind of thing, and it's like, fuck, it's unexplainable, but it's real. It's real, and it's hard to believe.
You really had something.
Yes, yes.
About that lady.
Yes.
So, do you remember?
Hi, baby.
Do you remember how at my mom's we used to have a lime tree? I'm sorry.
Yeah, on the
in the middle of the yard. So, she was in our yard picking out all the little lemons that were growing. And so my tia went outside, my Tiana, she went outside and was like, hey, like, don't take all of them or else we're not going to have any, like, lemons.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, the owner let me take some. She's like, yeah, but you're taking all of them. Don't take all of them.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me the fucking tree died. She cursed the fucking tree and it died.
No.
That's why that lime tree isn't there anymore.
Did you tell your grandma, like, hey, why would you do that? I want a lemon.
Didn't even know. This was when she was a kid, when we were kids.
Holy.
Yeah.
And I could see it was like Moronia, you know? And right across the street from where I was, it was one house that was pretty big, that fit a pretty massive family.
Yeah.
That being the family of my grandma when she was a child. And long.
What the hell happened? What the hell happened? Oh no.
A few houses the other opposite direction.
Dude, I don't mean to cut you off. You just started glitching out like crazy right now.
Yeah, I see that.
It's not my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi's perfect.
So is mine. It says internet, okay, sufficient connection.
Yeah, it's full bars on my phone, on the tablet, the camera. Oh, okay. Okay, so you saw.
Keep going. So
okay.
Check this out. Basically, there was an event that happened in the town, and then specifically in my grandmother's house when she was a child, and that was regarding one of her aunts, one of my great aunts.
Yeah.
You know, allegedly being possessed.
Okay.
And she just had another series of unfortunate events and just a bunch of bad news happening on, you know, just bad news bears, man, all over. And eventually she started, I guess, behaving erratically, and she would wake up in the middle of the night, and you know, after this, I'm going to go and lead on to my events.
Yes. I fucking expanded it.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And basically exercise my grandmother's aunt, and I guess it was unsuccessful. And you know, eventually she passed away.
Yeah.
But the environment, they said, was just it was heavy. It was heavy, and that everybody was afraid. And that one day they walked in and they saw, allegedly, they saw my great aunt. I used to say my aunt, you know, against the wall as if she was trying to climb it. And they don't know specifically what it was that was allowed to do, but she was clawing the wall, man. This being a wall of stone.
Yeah.
You know? Zacatecas and that's stone. That's a stone wall.
Yeah.
And she was scratching it, and you can see the marks. Now my uncle asked if I wanted to go to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I said hell no.
Yeah.
And there was no way that I was going to go into that house, considering the totality of circumstances. And it's just all of that stuff links me to I believe links me to different events that may have happened, or why things occur, or why we may have those events happen near us, or you know, with us.
Most definitely, yeah.
But anyway, that's what was in Zacatecas, and there were two events known as an exorcism on the other side of town, and then my grandmother's house.
Well, you know what? Like I said, you just heard me call my brother. Once his dad wakes up, hopefully he doesn't forget, or I'll get the info myself. If his family,
who knows? They may have used the same exorcist.
If his family is from like somewhere near or from the same pueblo, same rancho as your grandmother, from where your family's from, that's gonna be fucking crazy. Cause it's kind of like that Paranormal Activity, how they all link the families together, or whatever, or somehow they know this person that knows this person.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be fucking crazy because not only that, their family, it's like they all got attachments from whatever it was from that fucking rancho, the pueblo, whatever, and it's like they all it fucking all came with them. Because I'm gonna do another podcast today or maybe tomorrow in the morning with a cousin that is related to them, who has had their own experiences at their grandparents' house. It's fucking, no one goes into the back room. I'm gonna leave it at that. I wouldn't even go into the back room. It's fucking, no, fuck that. Fuck that. If they ever go use the restroom in the back room, because there's only 2 restrooms, but the place is huge. The back restroom is in a long fucking hallway in a room that's separated from the rest of the house, but it's still connected to the house. I'm not going in there.
That's some.
I'm not going in there. Fuck that. I'll hold my poop.
Feels like pressure, man. Like,
it's fucking insane. Yeah. It is insane. So if it's crazy because if you guys are somehow connected, that can answer a lot of questions of what the fuck was happening in that rancho, el pueblo. That it's like no matter where you guys went in your lives, it somehow attached itself to you guys in some sort of way.
The family,
in some sort of way, you know, you being attached to certain things where it's like you're able to see shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, whatever it is, it's strong, man. Super. What you would believe to be whether extraterrestrial, you know, or paranormal, or just real world type of events that I've just so happened to be there. And Yaneli has been my witness to a few of them. And this has made her believe, you know, in real time. Yeah. Holy shit! This is real stuff.
Wow, I am for loss of words. I can't imagine what you fucking went through as a kid. You know, seeing the things that you've seen, especially with La Lechuza. You know, your grandma with the things, you know, you didn't want to believe. She was a certain type of way with other people because she was so loving and caring towards you. The Men in Black. And I know you have so many fucking other ghost stories when it came to working at the hospital. Because you would tell us. And I think that's what I looked forward to so much whenever you would come over. Because it was like, okay, we're about to talk about some shit. I'm going to be scared. But we're going to talk about some shit.
The way I see it is the lands that we walk on.
Yeah.
Are very old.
I'm gonna get my shot again of Hennessy, because my sister says Hennessy equals pregnancy.
Well, that's dang. All right.
I'm gonna take a group. Oh. You know what I love though? The side note, I love Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs and Irish car bombs, or whatever they're called. I know.